In the 1970s, across the dark streets of Eastern Europe, people whispered about a car that didn't exist. A black luxury sedan. No license plate. Black curtains covering the windows. And inside, pale figures watching silently. They called it the Black Volga. And according to the rumors, if that car stopped beside you at night, you were never seen again. Imagine walking home alone after sunset. The streets are empty. The air is cold. And suddenly, a black car slowly turns the corner. No headlights. No sound. Just darkness moving toward you. In Poland, Russia, Ukraine, and many Soviet countries, thousands of people claimed they saw this exact car. Parents warned children about it. Teenagers ran when they heard engines at night. Entire neighborhoods spread terrifying stories. Some said the car kidnapped children. Some believed it was driven by vampires. Others thought it belonged to secret government agents. But no matter the version, the Black Volga always meant one thing: fear. And what makes this story terrifying is that nobody knows where the legend truly began. Tonight, we're diving deep into one of the strangest urban legends in modern history. The mystery of the Black Volga. To understand this mystery, we first need to understand the car itself. The Volga was a real automobile made in the Soviet Union. It wasn't an ordinary car. In Eastern Europe during the Cold War, owning a Volga meant power. Government officials used them. Military officers used them. Important Communist Party members drove them. For normal citizens, the Volga looked expensive, intimidating, and unreachable. Especially the black version. Black cars already carried a sinister feeling. Secret police often used dark vehicles. People disappeared during the Soviet era. Neighbors learned not to ask questions. So when rumors began spreading about a mysterious Black Volga, people believed it could be real. And that fear spread fast. The earliest stories appeared in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Children whispered about it in schools. Parents warned kids, if a Black Volga stops near you, run. But the stories changed depending on the country. In Poland, some said priests or nuns drove the car. In Russia, they said it belonged to the KGB. In Ukraine, people claimed Satanists were inside. And then the rumors became even darker. Some stories claimed the passengers kidnapped children to steal blood and organs. Others believed wealthy elites used children's blood to survive illness. At the height of the panic, people described horrifying details. White curtains in the windows. Chrome rims shining in darkness. A Red Cross symbol. Or sometimes, no driver at all. The car would appear silently, then vanish. No evidence. No police reports. Only stories. But those stories spread like wildfire across the Soviet bloc. And during the Cold War, fear already controlled daily life. People didn't trust the government. They didn't trust strangers. And they especially didn't trust black cars. To Americans today, these stories may sound unbelievable. But life inside Soviet-controlled countries was very different. Governments watched citizens closely. Secret police existed everywhere. People disappeared without explanation. Fear wasn't fantasy. It was part of everyday life. In many Eastern European countries, children grew up hearing stories about state agents taking people away at night. So when rumors appeared about a Black Volga kidnapping children, it connected perfectly with existing fears. The legend became more than just a ghost story. It became a symbol of power, control, and invisible terror. Many historians believe this is why the myth became so powerful. Because deep down, people already believed something evil could happen to them, and nobody would stop it. Over time, countless sightings appeared. One woman in Poland claimed she saw the car parked outside her school for 3 days. Every afternoon, it waited silently. Nobody entered. Nobody left. Then one day, it disappeared. Another story told of 2 boys walking home late at night. A Black Volga slowly followed them for several blocks. Whenever they sped up, the car sped up too. When they finally ran into a crowded area, the car stopped, then drove away. People hearing these stories added more details every year. Some claimed the windows were completely black. Nobody entered. Nobody left. Then one day, it disappeared. Another story told of 2 boys walking home late at night. A Black Volga slowly followed them for several blocks. Whenever they sped up, the car sped up too. When they finally ran into a crowded area, the car stopped, then drove away. People hearing these stories added more details every year. Some claimed the windows were completely black. Others said the passengers wore gloves and sunglasses, even at night. But one detail appeared again and again: the feeling. Witnesses described an overwhelming sense of dread. Not just fear, something heavier, like death itself was nearby. So why did millions believe in the Black Volga? The answer is psychological. During the Cold War, information was tightly controlled. People relied heavily on rumors. Without internet or independent media, stories spread by word of mouth. And fear changes how humans think. When children disappear, people search for explanations. When governments hide secrets, people create theories. The Black Volga became the perfect monster for that era. A dark luxury car, connected to power, connected to disappearance, connected to fear. And because the stories constantly changed, the legend stayed alive. Every town added new details. Every generation added new victims. The mystery evolved like a living thing. But here, where the story becomes truly disturbing. Some experts believe parts of the legend may have been inspired by real crimes. In the Soviet era, kidnappings and illegal trafficking did exist. Authorities often hid criminal cases to avoid public panic. That secrecy created the perfect environment for urban legends. It's possible some real incidents happened involving black government vehicles. Then rumors exaggerated the events over time. There's also another theory. Some historians believe the Black Volga represented fear of the elite class. Regular citizens rarely owned luxury cars. So the Volga symbolized people with power over ordinary lives. The legend may have been society's way of expressing anger and helplessness. A nightmare created from real social fear. What's fascinating is how far the story traveled. Versions of the Black Volga appeared across Poland, Hungary, Russia, Ukraine, East Germany, Romania, and every country changed the story slightly. Sometimes the driver was a priest, sometimes a demon, sometimes government agents. But the black car always remained. That consistency is what makes historians so interested in the legend today. Urban myths usually stay local, but the Black Volga spread across multiple nations for decades. That level of cultural fear is rare. Today, researchers still study the Black Volga phenomenon. Not because they believe vampires drove the car, but because the legend reveals something deeper about society. It shows how fear spreads, how governments lose public trust, and how mystery becomes stronger than truth. No verified evidence of a supernatural Black Volga was ever found. No confirmed kidnapping vehicle. No vampire drivers. But the emotional damage was real. Children grew up terrified. Parents lived in paranoia. Communities distrusted strangers. And even decades later, people who lived through that era still remember the fear. That says something powerful. Because fake stories usually disappear quickly. The Black Volga didn't. So what was the Black Volga really? A ghost story. Government paranoia. A symbol of Cold War fear. Or something darker hidden beneath the rumors. Maybe the scariest part isn't the car itself. Maybe it's the fact that millions of people were ready to believe it. Because deep down, they already feared the system they lived under. And sometimes, the most terrifying legends are born from real emotions. Even today, in some parts of Eastern Europe, older people still remember hearing about the Black Volga at night. A silent black car, moving slowly through empty streets. Watching, waiting, and maybe somewhere, in the darkness, the legend is still driving. If you enjoyed this mystery, subscribe for more dark historical stories, urban legends, and unexplained events from around the world. And tell me in the comments if you saw the Black Volga outside your house at midnight. Would you look outside?